Hello students, welcome to EdAcad. In this video, let's try to look at the elements of a simple circular curve. So let's quickly get started. Let's first try to understand what is a simple circular curve. So a simple circular curve is an arc of a circle which is placed between straight lines, or the straight lines are tangent to it. So this arc of a circle will be a part of a single circle. I mean, for both the parts the radius will be same, and this constitutes a simple circular curve. So the first formula which we have is the length of a curve, which is denoted by a small l. So its formula is given by pi r delta by 180. So how we get this formula? Let's look at that. So before that, I like to mention here that this angle delta which is mentioned here, this angle is known as angle of deflection or deviation. And this delta, so we are getting these two interior angles as delta by 2 by the property of exterior interior angles, that the exterior angle will be equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. So we get this value as delta by 2. So now let's look at how we are getting this length of curve as pi r delta upon 180. So this is the length of curve, and we know that the formula for the perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r, and this is when the circle extends an angle 360 degree at the center. But here it's extending an angle delta by 2 and delta by 2. When we sum them, it's extending an angle delta at the center. So for delta, this is for 360 degree, 2 pi r. For 2 pi r we'll get it like for 360 degree we get it as 2 pi r. So for delta we'll get it as 2 pi r divided by 360 into delta. So do the simplification here. So this will get eliminated by 180, and we'll get this as pi r delta upon 180. I think this should be clear. Let's move on to tangent length, which is denoted by t. So you can see here it's shown as t here, the length from here to here, or we can say that length between point of curvature and the point of intersection, or the length between point of intersection and point of tangency. So we get this formula as r tan delta by 2. So for understanding this, how we are getting this r tan delta by 2, let's first look at one of the properties of circle, which says that the angle subtended between the radius of a circle and tangent to any point on its circumference will be 90 degree. So this angle will be 90 degree. Similarly, this angle will also be 90 degree. So when we look at this bigger circle, like the circle IT1O, so we can simply apply the tan formula. So tan delta by 2 will be, what will be tan delta by 2? It will be equal to perpendicular by base, I mean t upon r. So simply send r over there, and we get t as r tan delta by 2. I think this should also be very clear. Let me clear my slides first. Okay, now let's look at the next one, the long chord L, which is shown by this distance from T1 to T2. So for this, let's look at this triangle. Again this angle will be 90 degree here. So in this small triangle OCT1, apply the sine formula. So for sine delta by 2, what will it get? Sine delta by 2 as perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so L upon 2 divided by r, or we can simply write it as L by 2r. So you send this 2r over here, and we get L as 2r sine delta by 2. I think this should be also very clear. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now we have the formula for the mid ordinate. So mid ordinate is shown by this distance CD. So for this we need to do the similar thing, since from this OD is representing the radius of the circle or the circular curve, we can say. So for getting this mid ordinate, we need to subtract this OC distance from the radius, R minus OC, we can say. We need to do this, right? So for getting the distance OC, we have R minus OC over here. Let's look at this triangle again, OCT1, and apply the cos formula. So cos delta by 2 will be, what will be cos delta by 2? It will be equal to OC upon R. So OC will come out to be R cos delta by 2, right? So for getting this mid ordinate, we need to subtract OC from the radius. So do that, and we can directly substitute R cos delta by 2 in place of OC. Take R common, we get it as 1 minus cos delta by 2. I think this should also be very clear. Now let us look at apex distance. So for getting apex distance, look at this bigger triangle, which is OI and T1. So let me plot this separately over here. So this is T, this is R, this is delta by 2, and this distance, as you can see, this is the OI distance. This can be written as R, this is the radius, plus the apex distance E, right? So we'll apply the cos formula over here again, cos delta by 2. What will be this? So this will be base upon hypotenuse, or we can write it as R upon R plus E, right? We can do the reciprocal on the both side. So this will come out as, if we take the reciprocal of cos, it will come as sec delta by 2, and this will come out as R plus E upon R. We can send R over here, so we'll get R plus E as R sec delta by 2, and send R on this side, so E will be equal to this minus R. I am writing here only because I don't have much space. So take R common, and we'll get this as sec delta upon 2 minus 1, which is this R sec delta upon 2 minus 1, which is this. I think this should be also very clear. Also, I like to point out one thing here, that this is sometimes referred as R versine You can make a note of it. It can be asked somewhere in any exam. R var sin delta by 2. So basically 1 minus cos delta by 2 is referred as sometimes var sin delta by 2. So now let's look at the last thing, the change of tangent point t1 and t2. So for finding the change point t1, the change of point t1, we need to subtract the tangent length from the change of point of intersection. So this is very simple. We'll simply, whatever the change of pi will get, let's say 1044.6, and the tangent length we are getting it as 40. So we'll simply subtract this value and we'll get the change of t1. Let's clear this. And for finding the change of point t2, we have two methods. Either we can add the change of pi and the tangent length. So we can either do this, or simply we can add the length of curve, this length, in the change of PC, the change of point of curvature, and add the length of curve which we get from this formula, and we'll get the change of point t2. So I think this should be also very clear. So that was it. These were some of the elements of a simple circular curve. Now you will not need to remember the formula. If you have this figure in mind, you can easily derive it whenever needed. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. Also share it among your friends. Thank you.